क्रिकेट खेले बोला
निष्क्रमो
अल्टीमेट आड़ी मजा मारी
Ahmedabad Ultimate is a sports initiative to engage the youth of Ahmedabad all over the city in the game of Ultimate Frisbee.
Ahmedabad Ultimate is an initiative that has developed out of an organization called IndyCore.
Over the last couple of years it's kind of evolved with the objective of creating more and more youth teams all around the city with various volunteers coming in, coaching for a short amount of time.
The idea of actually bringing a new sport, something that I think everybody could participate in, a very inclusive sport.
Using a sport as a way to encourage life skills such as teamwork, respect, patience, integrity.
The idea is to have players that are very diverse so that they get to interact one another and build a sense of community around Ultimate and recognize and appreciate one another's differences. It allows boys and girls to play together because it is a non-contact sport.
That you can have a co-ed game where women are really relied upon, where it's not just passing to the men, to the men, to the men, to the men.
It's a very team-oriented sport. It teaches you very quickly that you're not going to win unless you play as a team.
Easy to grab, and it's not very expensive as well. You just need a field to play and a desk.
It's a self-refereed game, so players call their own fouls.
Conflict resolution is built into the game, right? There's no referees, even at the highest levels.
कभी दूसरी टीम का फाउल हो जाता है तब हम एकदम से निर्णय नहीं लेते, अक्की टीम के साथ मशवरा करते हैं, यानी एक दूसरे की राय पूछते, बाद में अगर फाउल हुआ तो फाउल देते, अथवा नहीं हुआ तो नहीं भी बोलते.
It's one of the few sports where being a good sport is more important than winning the game.
Which again brings with it this strong sense of unity and community behind it.
It's going beyond the sport and teaching them the values and teaching them how to actually take something away from the energy that they're using and apply it in a constructive way in their life.
We coach players from all different backgrounds, really, all over Ahmedabad.
We either identify young people in the community or people approach us with an interest of coaching. We've developed a coaching program called the Coaching Leadership and Development Program.
We've got 6 to 8 coaches that have gone through the training program or have been coaching with us for over a year.
We'll go on to maybe recruit more coaches and take more of a kind of bigger picture role.
They actually are AU. They are the link between the community, the sport, the kids, their parents.
After 3 to 4 months of good amount of practice, I was promoted to be a coach, and then I started handling the riverfront team.
અલ્ટિમેટ જે ફ્રિસ્બીના લોકો છે એમને સાથે મળી ત્યારે મને એક એવું લાગ્યું કે આના દ્વારા આપણે કંઈક શીખી શકીએ છીએ આ લોકોથી, અને એ સિવાય આપણે બાળકોને કંઈક આપી શકીએ છીએ. મને ફ્રિસ્બી એટલા માટે ગમે છે કે શરીર સ્વચ્છ રહે અને રમવાની કોક મજા જ કોક ઓર છે.
I don't have much stamina, so I've always been trying to increase it by running a lot in the field. I have overcome it and now I have enough stamina.
મારા શરીરમાં સ્ફૂર્તિ થાય છે અને મારું શરીર ફ્રેશ થઈ જાય.
और दीदी जब खेल खत्म होता है और भैया और दीदी अलग अलग तरह की बातें बताती है हमें और अच्छी शिक्षा देने की कोशिश करती है.
તો અત્યારે ઘણો બધો ચેન્જ છે કે હું લોકો સાથે મળું છું, લોકો સાથે વાત કરી શકું છું, લોકોની સાથે ટીમ વર્કમાં કોઈ બી કામ હોય તો હું કરી શકું છું.
અલ્ટિમેટમાંથી દોસ્તી કરવાનું શીખ્યા અમે.
અલ્ટિમેટ રમવાથી મને સારું ભણવાનું ઇમ્પ્રૂવ થયું છે.
Now I learned how to manage my time. So I mean, I know okay I have to go play ultimate. That motivates me to work harder at home.
You have to encourage people to play here, and the emphasis is so much on education that a big chunk is left out.
There was a lot of pressure from the parents to pull their kids out. They felt that that sport is just ramat gamet and that the kids were wasting their time.
Trying to set up girls' teams has been extremely difficult. For the most part, I'm not allowed to kind of take part in these kinds of sports and activities.
પહેલા મને રમવાની ના પાડતા હતા કારણ કે ત્યાં કોઈ છોકરીઓ નથી. અહીંયાથી ખાલી 2 છોકરીઓ આવે.
This idea of convincing parents, allowing their daughters to take part in a sport like this and an activity like this is actually a very strong barrier that we've come against.
As a coach, when you see the enthusiasm when they play, it's really amazing. They're really memorable moments.
What we're trying to do is not just take their children away from them for 5 hours a week and play this sport, but actually doing something on a larger scale that is contributing towards their development.
મારા મમ્મી પપ્પા મને ફ્રિસ્બી રમવા દે છે કારણ કે મને તેમાંથી થોડું જાણવા મળે અને શીખવા મળે.
You don't just come and play and get tired and go home. You feel happy when you go home, like okay yaar, 2 hours man, ultimate रम्यो हूँ, मजा ही गई.
It's just really been encouraging to see how Ahmedabad Ultimate's been able to build this up in a relatively short period of time.
Small things like punctuality, kind of like an increased respect for one another, things that seem like very small things but are actually huge achievements.
If you inspire kids with the power of oneness and teamwork and being a unit, they'll amazingly be able to even go out in concentric circles to bring in more stakeholders in what they consider a team.
It takes a very unique vision to see how sports can actually be used for development, but that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to use a sport that brings communities together, and it's worked. It's worked beautifully.
Felt like a family.
Come play Ultimate with us. Have some serious fun.
Ultimate Frisbee is the jhattas game.